The year 20 BC marks a pivotal moment in Roman history, as Augustus, the first Roman emperor, successfully negotiated a peace treaty with the Parthian Empire, an achievement that not only stabilized Rome's eastern frontier but also enhanced Augustus's reputation as a statesman and military leader. This narrative delves into the intricacies of Roman-Parthian relations, the context leading up to the negotiations, the diplomatic efforts made by Augustus, and the broader implications of this peace for both empires. The context of Roman-Parthian relations. Historical background. Rise of the Parthian Empire. The Parthian Empire emerged in the 3rd century BC following the decline of the Achaemenid Empire. It became a significant power in the region, controlling vast territories that stretched from present-day Iran to parts of the Caucasus and Mesopotamia. Roman expansion. As Rome expanded its territories through military conquests, it increasingly came into contact with the Parthians. Tensions rose as both empires sought to assert their dominance in the region, leading to conflicts over territory and influence. Key conflicts and incidents. The capture of Crassus, one of the earliest significant confrontations between Rome and Parthia, occurred in 53 BC during the disastrous campaign led by Marcus Licinius Crassus. His defeat and subsequent capture at the Battle of Carrhae highlighted the military prowess of the Parthians and marked the beginning of a protracted rivalry. Military campaigns under Mark Antony. Following Crassus's defeat, Mark Antony launched a campaign against Parthia in 40 BC, seeking revenge and to restore Roman prestige. However, his efforts met with limited success, culminating in a withdrawal that further strained relations between the two empires. The rise of Augustus. Augustus's ascension. After the defeat of Antony and Cleopatra in 30 BC, Augustus emerged as the sole ruler of Rome. Understanding the importance of stable foreign relations, especially with a formidable neighbor like Parthia, Augustus aimed to secure peace and consolidate his power. Military and diplomatic strategy. Augustus's strategy involved both military readiness and diplomatic overtures, recognizing that peace with Parthia would enhance Rome's stability and allow for the redirection of resources towards other imperial ambitions. The road to negotiation. Prelude to the negotiations. Tensions resurface. In the years leading up to 20 BC, tensions between Rome and Parthia resurfaced. The death of the Parthian king, Phraates IV, in 2 BC left a power vacuum that prompted rival factions to vie for control, complicating diplomatic relations. The role of diplomatic envoys. Understanding the shifting dynamics, Augustus dispatched envoys to Parthia to assess the political landscape and explore the possibility of negotiations. This proactive approach demonstrated Augustus's commitment to diplomacy. Key figures in the negotiation. Tiberius and the legation. Augustus's stepson, Tiberius, played a crucial role in the negotiations. His military experience and understanding of Parthian culture made him an invaluable asset. Tiberius led the Roman delegation to the Parthian court. Parthian representatives. The Parthians were represented by their own delegation, which included high-ranking nobles and diplomats. Their understanding of Roman customs and politics would be critical in shaping the negotiations. Political landscape in Parthia. Phraates IV and his legacy. The reign of Phraates IV had been marked by internal strife and conflict with Rome. His death left a fractured Parthian political landscape, with various factions seeking to assert dominance, making the need for a stable leadership even more pressing. The claim to the Armenian throne. The question of the Armenian throne was a significant point of contention. Both Rome and Parthia claimed influence over Armenia, viewing it as a buffer state crucial to their security. The negotiation process. Initial meetings. Arrival at the Parthian court. Tiberius and his delegation arrived at the Parthian court, where they were greeted with both curiosity and skepticism. The grandiosity of the Parthian capital, Ctesiphon, showcased the empire's wealth and power. Building rapport. The early days of negotiations involved building rapport between the Roman and Parthian representatives. Tiberius's knowledge of Parthian customs and respect for their traditions facilitated initial discussions. Key issues on the table. Recognition of territories. A central issue in the negotiations was the recognition of territorial boundaries. Augustus sought to formalize Roman control over Armenia, while the Parthians aimed to maintain influence over the region. Restoration of captured standards. Another significant point was the return of Roman military standards captured by the Parthians during previous conflicts. Augustus was keen on reclaiming these symbols of Roman honor. The diplomatic dance stalemates and compromises. The negotiations were marked by moments of stalemate, where both sides had to navigate their demands carefully. Tiberius demonstrated patience and diplomatic skill, seeking compromises without sacrificing Roman interests. Cultural exchange. The negotiations also included cultural exchanges, where both parties shared their traditions and customs. This helped foster a sense of mutual respect, paving the way for more fruitful discussions. The Treaty of Peace. The signing of the treaty final agreement. After months of negotiation, a treaty was finally reached in 20 BC. The terms included the recognition of Armenia as a client kingdom, with both Rome and Parthia agreeing to respect each other's influence in the region. Return of standards. The treaty also stipulated the return of the captured Roman standards, a significant victory for Augustus and a symbol of restored honor for the Roman military. Implications of the treaty. Stability in the East. The successful negotiation established a period of relative peace along the eastern frontier, allowing Augustus to redirect resources and focus on consolidating power within the empire. Strengthening of Augustus's reputation. The treaty enhanced Augustus's image as a peacemaker and diplomat, reinforcing his authority and legitimacy as the ruler of Rome. Long-term effects on Roman-Parthian relations. A framework for future relations. The treaty created a framework for future diplomatic relations between Rome and Parthia, establishing protocols for communication and conflict resolution that would be utilized in subsequent interactions. The Parthian challenge. Despite the peace, the Parthian Empire remained a formidable challenge for Rome. Future emperors would need to navigate this complex relationship, balancing military strength with diplomatic efforts. The legacy of the treaty. Impact on Augustus's rule. Consolidation of power. The peace treaty allowed Augustus to consolidate his power within Rome, focusing on internal reforms and the stabilization of the empire. This contributed to the long-lasting stability of the Roman Empire during the Pax Romana. Cultural exchange and influence. The treaty facilitated cultural exchanges between Rome and Parthia, influencing art, literature, and philosophy in both empires. The interaction between the two cultures enriched Roman society and broadened its worldview. Reflection on diplomacy in the ancient world. Importance of diplomacy. The negotiation of peace with the Parthian Empire exemplified the importance of diplomacy in the ancient world. Augustus's approach showcased the potential for dialogue and compromise in resolving conflicts. Influence on future diplomacy. The methods employed by Augustus and Tiberius would influence future diplomatic endeavors within the Roman Empire, establishing a precedent for negotiation and statecraft. The eternal legacy of Augustus. Augustus as a statesman. Augustus's success in negotiating peace with the Parthians solidified his legacy as one of history's great statesmen. His diplomatic acumen, coupled with military prowess, defined his rule and shaped the future of the Roman Empire. Enduring impact on Roman history. The treaty with Parthia contributed to the enduring narrative of Rome's expansion and influence in the ancient world, showcasing the complexities of imperial power and the necessity of diplomacy. Conclusion. A year of diplomatic triumph. The year 20 BC stands as a testament to the power of diplomacy and the strategic acumen of Augustus. The successful negotiation of peace with the Parthian Empire not only stabilized Rome's eastern frontier but also enhanced Augustus's reputation as a leader committed to both military strength and diplomatic engagement. This achievement laid the groundwork for a period of peace and prosperity in the Roman Empire, influencing the trajectory of history for generations to come.